What's up, guys? I'm Cody Brockway, and you are back here for another episode of Brockway's Vinyl Bites, baby. Woohoo! And today we are talking about, in no particular order I should say, but we are talking about 21, yes, 21 of my favorite live albums of all time. You know how hard it was to narrow it down to 21? There's so much great live recorded stuff out there, but I think I got a pretty good list here today. We're ranging from classic hard rock to metal to progressive rock and everything in between. So we're going to start off at number 21. Transatlantic, The Final Flight, live at L'Olympia, where they do the entire Absolute Universe album, and they do the whole Whirlwind Suite and a bunch of other older stuff from their catalog, like We All Need Some Light and things like that. Fantastic. It's 3 CDs plus a Blu-ray. It's a very long concert, but it's worth every minute. I love these guys. Roy Stolt, Neil Morse, Pete Trewavas, Mike Portnoy, you know, all those great dudes that make up Transatlantic, and I can't wait for the new big 7-disc Morse Fest thing that they got coming out. That'll be really awesome, and that'll sit nicely on the shelf next to this one. Transatlantic, The Final Flight. At number 20, we got a nice classic hard rock one here from Deep Purple. Yes, originally a double LP on vinyl, but on CD they fit it onto one disc. Awesome, great performances, and I love, particularly noted about this, is that there's no overdubs. There's one overdub, and it's because Ian Gillan tripped over a microphone cord on stage. But it's just awesome. It's really, there's a lot of really cool expanded versions of things out here. Like we got Highway Star, Child in Time, Smoke on the Water, The Mule, Strange Kind of Woman, Lazy, and Space Truckin'. Yes, long versions of many of the songs on here. Just really electrifying, heavy, nice, emphatic performances. Really good stuff. Band is playing at the top of their game here. At number 19, we have an old favorite of mine, one that I very much grew up on. This was playing a lot in the house when I was growing up, and it's Paul McCartney, Back in the U.S., live 2002. Sorry for the price tag. Let's take the thing out of it. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, awesome. Great material on here, and the sound of the band is incredible. We got Hello Goodbye, Jet, Let Me Roll It, my favorite version of the song, Back in the USSR, Maybe I'm Amazed, Can't Buy Me Love, Lady Madonna. So many great versions of classic songs on here, and if you go see his band live, there's a specific sound that they have on their live records together, because they've done a couple. But when you go see them live, after hearing some of these live albums, you go, oh, like, that's definitely the band playing on this. Like, they just have that sound, even in the venue. It's kind of hard to describe, but, yeah, amazing. If you haven't heard this before, definitely recommend checking it out. Paul McCartney, Back in the U.S. live, 2002. Coming in at number 18 is another one that I've loved for a long time. It's Steve Hackett doing Genesis Revisited live at Hammersmith. This is from the first Genesis Revisited tour in 2013. And this is a nice 3-disc set and 2 DVDs as well. Amazing. Amazing. Amazing set. I think John Wetton also appears on this too. Yeah, John Wetton comes out for Afterglow. And but you also get other people like Jaco Jaksic, Amanda Lehman, Steve Rothery from Marillion. Amazing guitarist. He comes out and does the Lamia with him. Fantastic stuff. I've seen Steve 7 times after this came out, and amazing stuff. We got another one, actually, of him coming up in a little while here, but yeah, Steve Hackett at the Hammersmith 2013. Can't be beat, man! At number 17, we've got... This is the big box set edition, of course, but it is Led Zeppelin, the complete BBC sessions. I love the live at BBC stuff that they did. I could have picked How the West Was Won, because I love that also, but there's something about these raw, kick-ass performances. Just great stuff, you know. Communication Breakdown, You Shook Me, I Can't Quit You Baby. The Girl I Love, She Got Long Black Wavy Hair. That's a nice cool little deep cut. Never made it to a studio album, but they do it on here. And the version of How Many More Times from the Playhouse Theater from June 27th, 1969 is kick ass. This is the band at probably their most raw performances that, you know, are kind of known. And yeah, just amazing. They just rule. Next up, we got at number 16, one of the greatest live albums in prog rock history. Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. Ladies and gentlemen, Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Woohoo! I love this album, and this is the 2016 remaster. I much prefer this to the original mix and master. I like the sound of this one more in comparison of the two. I think they did a really good job remastering this. Kudos to Greg Lake for handling that before he unfortunately passed away. R.I.P. Greg Lake. But amazing performances on this, no matter what way you slice it. I mean, this band is just kicking ass here. You got Tarkus, the whole 25. Actually, it comes in around 27 minutes on this. But it's in full, the whole Tarkus piece. And then, of course, you got Take a Pebble, which is all of Take a Pebble into the piano improvisations, which go on for a while and then conclude with Take a Pebble again. Amazing, amazing. And obviously it ends with Carnival 9 in its entirety. First impression, second impression, and third impression, all there, coming in at over half an hour in length. But it's worth every second of listening, because this is the band just firing on all cylinders, just really killing it. And yeah, this is one of their peak albums. More on them in a little while. But yes, at number 16 is Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. And what do we got next? At number 15, we got from my favorite band of all time, and no, this is not the only album of theirs on the list, Genesis, Three Sides Live. Yeah, amazing, amazing. This is 1981 era Genesis doing, you know, just kicking ass, doing it real good, you know. And of course, there's the side 4 on this particular version with the Steve Hackett tracks from 1976 on here as well. So you got them doing One for the Vine, The Fountain of Salmachus, and It, Watcher of the Skies. But you know, possibly the MVP here has got to be that Big in the Cage medley. You know, it's all great. Every track is awesome. You know, you got Turn It On Again, Dodo, Abacab, Me and Sarah Jane, and all that fun stuff. But the In the Cage on here, going into Afterglow, just brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. And even better so if you have the concert DVD and you can watch them playing it. It's just unbelievable. Number 15, Genesis, Three Sides Live. And at number 14, we're going extreme here. Some very extreme progressive metal. Very heavy, and I love it. I'm actually going to see this band in Toronto in October of this year. We got Opeth, live at the Roundhouse from 2007. So this is still very extreme heavy Opeth, but you do have stuff like Window Pane and such on here. But just a great set list. I mean, Ghost of Perdition, Bleak, Face of Melinda, Window Pane, Blackwater Park. I mean, there's more tracks than those, but gosh, what a powerhouse, even just with those tracks alone. I really hope I get to see them play Blackwater Park, so I hope they throw that in the set when I go see them. But yeah, Opeth just kicking ass in 2007. Rocking and rolling like they do, you know. Opeth at the Roundhouse, amazing. Love this album. If you haven't heard it, go check it out. And at number 13, we have jam band galore here. Grateful Dead, Europe 72. I love this album. Great definitive versions of many of their songs. You know, One More Saturday Night, Jack Straw, China Cat, Sunflower, going into I Know You, Rider. Just, you know, the band playing super, super good. And possibly not possibly, this, what I'm about to tell you, is my favorite performance of this song ever, and it is Morning Dew, which if you have the original LP, that's what ends the album, but this one's got some bonus material and such. But yeah, the Morning Dew on this, arguably the best solo that Jerry Garcia ever laid to vinyl right here. Amazing. And yeah, great album. If you haven't heard it, go check it out. Grateful Dead at number 13. Europe 72, great live album. At number 12, we have got Rush, Exit Stage Left. Amazing, amazing. I mean, Jacob's Ladder. This is 1981 Rush, just playing awesome. You know, not that they ever played anything less than that, but this is from the Moving Pictures tour. So you got stuff like Tom Sawyer, Xanadu, La Via Strangiato, and of course YYZ with the nice little drum solo in the middle. Amazing. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yes, love Rush, and more on Rush in a little while. Very electrifying performances on here, I should say. In particular, I really like the Closer to the Heart and In Beneath, and the Closer to the Heart going into Beneath, Between, Behind, just amazing. But honestly, actually in particular, I love the whole damn thing, top to bottom. Just great. Just great. And number 11 is kind of a cheater. It's kind of a cheater because I'm giving you a twofer here, but this one's very sentimental to me because I was actually at these performances of these concerts. So this is Metallica from the M72 World Tour in August of last year, 2023, in Montreal, and I was there for both shows. I was here when these were recorded, and these are just amazing. You know, this is exactly what happened in the venue that night. Or those nights, I should say. I mean, awesome set list, too. They were very heavy on 72 Seasons, which I love a lot. You got Creeping Death, Harvester of Sorrow, Until It Sleeps, Leper Messiah, Orion, Nothing Else Matters, Sabbath True, Day That Never Comes, Fuel, Hardwired, Seek and Destroy, For Whom the Bell Tolls, Dirty Window, nice little deep cut from Saint Anger there, Too Far Gone, Lux Eterna, Wherever I May Roam, No Leaf Clover, even though there was no orchestra, Battery, Whiskey in the Jar, One, you know, it was just, there's more than that, but I could be here talking about these all night. This was the best weekend of my life, was going to see Metallica, and just with the great company and people that we met at the show, people who I'm still friends with to this day. I hope they're watching this, Brian and Chantel. Hello. Yes, amazing. Metallica from the M72 World Tour in Montreal. 2 shows that I was super lucky enough to attend. Number 10. I told you there was more Steve Hackett coming. Yes, this is one of the coolest things. I love when rock and metal bands come with orchestras. Yes, I could have mentioned Metallica's S&M, but I had to give these a mention. So at number 10, we got Steve Hackett with his band and the orchestra in the UK. Of course, Genesis Revisited Band and Orchestra live at the Royal Festival Hall. Amazing, and I actually wish I could have been. I wish I could have been in the audience for this. I've seen him 7 times, but seeing him with an orchestra would have been amazing. All this great Genesis music that he's done, and bringing it to an orchestra, or just unbelievable. Dancing with the Moonlit Night, Firth the Fifth, In That Quiet Earth, Afterglow, Supper's Ready, The Musical Box, hearing orchestral versions of those songs. Just unbelievable with his band, still rocking with them. It's just awesome. If you haven't heard this, I definitely recommend you go check it out. This version comes with the DVD as well. So 2 CDs and a DVD. It is definitely worthy of being in your collection if you're a prog rock, Genesis fan, whatever. Great stuff. Number 9 is one of the definitive metal live albums of all time, I'd say. It's Iron Maiden Live After Death. Amazing album. You got, so this is from the World Slavery Tour from 1985. Aces High, 2 Minutes to Midnight, The Trooper, Revelations, Flight of Icarus, Rime of the Ancient Mariner, Number of the Beast, Hallowed Be Thy Name, Run to the Hills, Running Free, Wrathchild, 22 Acacia Avenue, Die With Your Boots On, Phantom of the Opera. If I didn't know any better, you could have convinced me that this was a greatest hits album. But it is greatest hits, and it's kick-ass live versions of all of them from that tour. It is amazingly astounding and electrifying, a lot of fun to listen to. More Iron Maiden coming up in a little while, but this one definitely had to make the list at number 9. And at number 8, we've got Frank Zappa. Yes, we're going proggy here again. Frank Zappa in New York with Terry Bozzio on drums. Amazing. And if you can, go ahead and get the full version that came on CD. Come on, open up. Ah! Yeah, there's a little CD box. It comes in like a little film protector thing here. It looks like a reel-to-reel film. but there's like 6 CDs inside, and it's the full performances, including rehearsals and such. Yeah, awesome. Awesome. And of course, then with this, you get stuff like Punky's Whips and Titties and Beer and Honey, Don't You Want a Man Like Me? And of course, you get the Purple Lagoon, 17.5 minutes. Black Page 1 and 2. Brilliant. Brilliant. Zappa was the most brilliant musical mind I've ever heard in my life, and it is not up for negotiation. So Frank Zappa at number 8. And of course, there's going to be more Frank Zappa coming up in a little while. At number 7, we have one of the greatest, well, all of these are some of the greatest live albums of all time, but I just, there's something about this one that just gets me going. It is Pink Floyd's Pulse. I've listened to this, I've listened to all of these hundreds of times, but this one probably thousands of times. I just love this so much. And yeah, we're getting into that thousands of times territory here at number 7 with Pink Floyd. They do all of Dark Side of the Moon live here. Of course, this is from the Division Bell Tour from 1994, 1995. Yeah, sorry, this was recorded in May of 1995. Oh, 29 years ago this month. But yeah, amazing. Brilliant, and them just playing their asses off, just super good. David Gilmour, just being the king that he is, Richard Wright, Nick Mason, Guy Pratt, all the guys that were associated with Pink Floyd at this time. Shine On You Crazy Diamond, the version of that on this is just astounding. Astronomy Domine, What Do You Want From Me? Of course, yeah, there's a bunch of Division Bell tunes because it is from that period, but then they get, like I said, the whole Dark Side of the Moon live. Just incredible. Incredible! Pink Floyd, Pulse Live, and Comfortably Numb, 9.5 minutes on here. The guitar solo on this will make every hair on your body stand up. Guaranteed. And number 6, Emerson, Lake and Palmer make a return for their hard, heavy, proggy rock and roll take on a classical piece. That is Pictures at an Exhibition. Absolutely incredible, iconic. These guys took a classical piece and made it a rock piece and put lyrics on it and really made it their own, just absolutely unbelievable. Promenade, The Gnome, The Sage, The Old Castle, The Hut of Baba Yaga, The Curse of Baba Yaga. Oh, and of course it ends with Nut Rocker, right? Some people love it, some people don't. I'm totally fine with the way this album is. And this is the bonus one with an extra disc, and you got some bonus tracks too. You get some live stuff of them playing in Puerto Rico in 1972, and then the bonus disc is them also doing Pictures at an Exhibition in full, but in London in 1970. So that's really awesome. Yeah, if you haven't heard this, it is classic prog at its very finest. Check it out. It is absolutely worthy of your attention. ELP, Pictures at an Exhibition at number 6. At number 5, we got something that was recorded in my home province of Ontario, Canada. Yes, this was recorded in Toronto, which is just about an hour from me. Of course, Toronto is an hour from Toronto, as they say, due to all the traffic. But this was recorded in Massey Hall, a place I've been quite a few times. Unfortunately, never saw this band live, but it is Rush, All the World's a Stage. 2112. It's pretty much in full. I think they only took one segment out of it, but it's 15.5 minutes, nearly 16 minutes. 2112, almost the full thing. Bastille Day, Anthem, Fly By Night, In the Mood, Something for Nothing, Lakeside Park, Bytor and the Snow Dog. I haven't heard this in a while. I'm probably going to have to give it my 10,000th listen today. But yeah, unbelievable. It is very heavy. It is Rush just totally going balls out and giving her. And one of the greatest live albums of all time. It is raw, no overdubs, anything like that. Just straight off the floor, the way I like it. So yeah, number 5 is Rush, All the World's a Stage. At number 4 is probably not the choice that you would think I'd make for this band. I could have chosen an album called Yes Songs, but it is a very cavernous sounding album. Of course, the performances are there, but the mix is kind of different. But they seem to get it right with this one, which came out 45 years after that, from the same tour anyway. This is Yes, Progeny. Of course, this is the highlights from 72. I wish I had the full 14-disc box set. But yeah, this seems to be just right off the soundboard. It sounds astonishing. If you don't like the sound of Yes songs, but you love the performances, you get it here. It just absolutely rules. I mean, you got, obviously, you open with the Firebird Suite going into Siberian Khatru. I've seen All Good People, Heart of the Sunrise, Clap, and Mood for a Day, and You and I, Close to the Edge in full, the song, and excerpts from The Six Wives of Henry VIII, that's for Mr. Rick Wakeman. Roundabout, which the roundabout on here was recorded at Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto, 1972. My dad was at that concert and he said it was amazing. And Yours Is No Disgrace. So it is basically Yes songs with better sound. I love this album, and if you haven't heard this, you're a Yes fan, you have to hear this. It is unbelievably awesome, and you get some nice artwork from Mr. Roger Dean as well. Great stuff. Bonus points if you get the box set. Send it to me. Number 3. Yeah, we're getting right down to the nitty-gritty here. Iron Maiden, Rock in Rio. This is the first tour back with Adrian Smith and Bruce Dickinson rejoining the band. They had just put out Brave New World record, the Brave New World record, I should say, and this tour is just totally electrifying. Yeah, this live album is just awesome, and of course the DVD that accompanies it is also great too. But you get totally astounding versions of The Wicker Man, Ghost of the Navigator, Brave New World, of course very heavy on the Brave New World record at the time, right? But then you get old favorites like Wrathchild, 2 Minutes to Midnight, The Sign of the Cross, you get The Klansman, The Evil That Men Do, Fear of the Dark. Great stuff. Any Iron Maiden fan, any metal fan has to hear this. They're just doing what they always do. Just kicking ass and doing it amazingly. Kicking ass and taking names, as they say. Totally electrifying performance. Iron Maiden, Rock in Rio, number 3. I've seen them a bunch of times too, and yeah, they are that good, even live in person. This is no nonsense with those guys. They're the real deal. And speaking of the real deal, at number 2. We have Frank Zappa's Roxy and Elsewhere. Of course, this box set is the complete Roxy performances, but yeah, either this box set or the original album that came out, you can't go wrong, man. Of course, this is all the performances that would end up making the Roxy and Elsewhere original album, but this is them uncut, no overdubs, nothing like that. Just the full live shows as they were. About 3 or 4 full live shows from December of 1973 and a bunch of rehearsal tapes and stuff too. Excellent. Cheapness, Cosmic Debris, Pygmy Twilight, all that fun stuff. The Idiot Bastard Son. Awesome. Frank Zappa for the win at number 2, and at number 1, my favorite live album of all time. From my favorite band of all time, it is Genesis, Seconds Out. Yes, I know we could all be a little bit happier with Steve Hackett louder up in the mix, that is absolutely for sure, but you know what? Aside from that, it's not like you can't hear him, and it's just an amazing record, top to bottom. The set list is awesome, the performances are off the wall brilliant. The live version of Supper's Ready, 24 and a half minutes, just totally, excitably, astoundingly amazing. Yeah, so this is the first tour that Genesis did after Peter Gabriel left, and this is them showing that Phil Collins could indeed handle singing for the band, and of course when he wasn't singing he'd go back and drum alongside Chester Thompson, who Phil got from Frank Zappa's band from these performances. Phil heard this and went, oh yeah, I gotta have him. I gotta have him in Genesis. They even borrow the Phil from More Trouble Every Day for the end of Afterglow. That yes, so number 1, Genesis, Seconds Out, my favorite live album of all time. Oh, yes. Well, that was a lot of fun. Whew! Thank you so much for watching. Now, if I missed any, or if there's some that I'm not that familiar with, or just haven't heard before, let me know in the comments. I'm so glad to hear from you and what you guys think. Tell me what your 21 favorite live albums are of all time. It doesn't have to be just one genre. You can mix it up like I have here, because, Variety is the spice of life, my friend. That's just how it is. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time right here on Brockway's Vinyl Bites. Woohoo! Rock on!